Hi, and welcome to a gentle outdoor yoga class. Please find yourself a comfortable seated position wherever you are. If you're in your living room, feel free to grab some blankets and pillows to make yourself comfortable for some of these postures. Otherwise, start to bring your attention within, noticing your breath. Taking a moment to notice where your mind is at, and then bring your attention back to your breath. Anytime your mind jumps to something else, say thank you, let it go, and come back to the breath. And then it wanders off again. Say thank you, but I'm bringing it back. Right, there's a time and a place for our minds to be thinking about other things, but right now it's a practice to find stillness within. And that's why each time another thought comes through our heads, we say thank you, but I'm bringing my attention back to my breath. Very nice. Now, while we practice that, also make sure that see that your hips are on your mat, that you're sitting up tall, lengthening the spine. You feeling like there's a long string of light that connects your core from the bottom where it's touching the mat all the way up your back, out the tippy top of your head, and into the cosmos. Finding your own alignment and dropping the shoulders away from the ears, maybe even gently making some circles with the head and neck. Gaze can be soft right now as we bring our attention to our bodies, to our breath. Very nice. I just want to find this space on our breastbone, sort of just off the side of where your heart's, a little to the left, right? So we're just going to find this spot in the center and do a few taps, right? Maybe move around a little bit, right? You just want to tap a positive affirmation to yourself. I am worthy. I am strong. Any other thing you want to say to yourself right now. I am. I am is enough. I am. I am. Bringing the hands back to rest on the knees. Taking that in, inhaling into your heart space. Exhaling, letting out. Very nice. Inhale both arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Walking the hands up through center. Taking the hands behind the back. And then squeezing the shoulder blades together. Looking up ever so slightly. Very good. Inhaling both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Walking through center, and then the same thing, taking the hands behind the back and squeezing those shoulder blades together. One more time. Inhale both arms up and exhale, forward fold. This time taking the fingers and reaching towards the top of your mat, lengthening the spine, sitting back and with both sit bones, both hips on your mat, and then pushing up and taking the hands behind you, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Very nice. Inhale both arms up and exhale to one side and swish, swoop all the way around and make a big circles. Make big circles with your hands and arms. And painting the sky with whatever beautiful colors you choose. Very good. And inhaling, both arms up. Exhaling, going in the other direction. Very nice. Sitting, pausing at center. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears again. Relaxing the hands on the knees. And coming back to the breath. Sitting up tall. Feeling that string of light one more time. Very nice. Inhaling both arms up. Coming into a twist. Exhale. Inhale up and twist. Inhale up and exhale, twist. Going back and forth. Continuing. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Let's come into our hands and knees. Tabletop. We're going to drop our bellies. Look up ever so slightly, lifting the chin, lifting the eyes. Inhaling into cow, and then exhaling, pushing the mat away with our cat. Very good. Now we're going to take our coming through center, through tabletop, elbows underneath shoulders, hands beneath elbows, knees are beneath the hips, so hips width apart. I'm just trying to get some nice padding underneath my knees. And there we go. We're going to inhale one arm up, twist, reaching to the sky, and then exhale, taking that arm all the way down along the mat and placing the ear on the mat if you can. And you can walk out the hand in front of you or leave it palm down on your mat. taking a few breaths here. Very nice. Pushing up with that hand that's on the mat. Coming back through center. You can take a cat and cow if you like, or maybe some big circles with your body here. And then inhaling the opposite arm up. And exhale, coming all the way down. If you've been with me for any amount of time, you know that I have a shoulder injury, shoulder injuries. So modifying where you need to. Very nice. Pushing up with that hand. Maybe sitting back into child's pose. Maybe doing a little cat and cow. And then doing it again. So again, I cannot demonstrate this posture to its fullest, but maybe you can, but you can still do it. So I just have to modify. And pushing up and then doing it on the opposite side. You can even take some circles, the arms here. Exhale. Exhale, coming all the way down to the mat. Nice shoulder stretch. Pushing up with that other hand, coming through our cat and cow, taking a cat and cow if you like, and then sitting back, right, on the toes, on your heels for a nice soul stretch. And since I mentioned taking some circles with the arms and shoulders, the thumbs up, keep the thumbs up, keep the fingers out, and then make little circles, little movements. Very nice. Releasing the arms, releasing the toes. Now taking one knee up at a time, stretching the ankles. Taking the arms out to either side again. Exhale, bringing the right arm across or either arm, but hugging one arm towards you. And then lifting that same arm up, reaching towards the sky, and then bending the elbow and touching the center of your back. So, with that opposite arm holding the elbow. Right? So finding a lengthening here in your tricep. And then releasing with the same arm, bringing it out in front of you, and then folding those fingers back. Right? Now lengthening in the bicep. And release. Move around, shake it out however feels good to you. Very nice. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So it begins with the shoulder stretch. So hugging that opposite arm into you right now. remembering to breathe. And then making a big circle with that arm, reaching up to the sky. And your elbow stays up, touching the center of your back. And then with the opposite hand, maybe pushing it back a little bit, finding the length in the tricep. Always breathing. And then our last move, bringing the fingertips back to the sky and then reaching out in front of you, folding the fingers back, finding the lengthening in the bicep. Very good. Take some movements with our ankles and hands, maybe holding the hands together. And giving your fingers a massage. Giving the palms a massage, maybe even the forearms. And then doing it on the other side. Very nice. So I'm going to come through my tabletop. Trying to think of a creative way to stand up. I think we should just go into our downward facing dog. So tucking the toes, taking the hands out a little wider towards the top of your mat, and then pushing up the hips. Very nice. Coming into downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk this dog. All right, reaching one heel to the mat at a time. Right, lengthening the hamstrings. And keeping the arms strong. Right, full palm on the mat. And then coming into stillness. Taking a little yes and no with the head, reminding your neck to relax. And then walking the hands to meet the toes. Very nice. Coming into a dangle. So hold on to opposite elbow here if you like. And just rock back and forth gently. Keeping a slight bend in the knees. Don't want to lock up. Breathing into your lower back. And releasing the arms. And ragdolling up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. One vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up to a tall standing position. Roll the shoulders in the back, squeezing the shoulder blades. And find your mountain pose. Maybe your stance is even a little wider than the hips. Hands to either side, palms facing up, relaxing the neck and shoulders away from the ears. Finding a soft gaze at the top of your mat. Maybe even closing your eyes. What kind of mountain are you? How tall? How wide? How sturdy? Strong? Are you sharp? Rocky? Maybe you're sandy? And start to come up on the tippy toes, rocking back and forth. Yeah, like a massage for the soles of our feet. Reaching up, with our tippy toes. You can even reach up with your arms, reaching up to the stars, and then coming back down on the heels and reaching up again. Tippy toe around your house. What can you reach when you're up on your tippy toes? And coming down. Very nice. Coming into some twists here. Making little fists and just letting that fist fall to wherever it falls on your body. Very good. We're going to do a few balance poses. So we're going to do our tree. So pick a side to adjust your weight to. And then when you're ready, and you can have something to hold on to, that's fine. And then just start to lift up that opposite leg. Just not on your knee. And pull it up to the thigh if you can. And finding stillness. Finding a spot in front of you that isn't moving. Maybe bringing the hands at heart center, or you can keep your hands on your waist. You can tee your arms. All right, play with it. Play with your branches. Falling's okay. Getting knocked off of your focus is okay. Just get up and try again. All right, that's life. We're going to take a few twists before we move to the other side. Are you feeling those toes again, feeling the soles of your feet up and down on your toes and back on your heels. And then adjusting the weight to the opposite side now and doing the same thing. Finding a spot in front of you that isn't moving. And then finding your tree pose. Like I said, if you fall, let's try again. It can be fun, right? We can have fun doing this. It doesn't have to be so serious all the time. So please, bring some play into your life. Very good. Release. Shake it out. Do some standing twists. Whatever feels good in your body. Very good. So coming back to our strong mountain pose. Both feet on the ground, sturdy foundation, shoulders away from ears. You close your eyes briefly if you'd like. Just remember your mountain. I am. I am. I am courage. I am strong. I am able. Very nice. Inhale both arms up. Reach up to the sky and exhale, forward fold, touching the toes or sweeping the mat with your fingertips, and then placing the hands on the shins. Inhale, halfway look up. Very good. And now we're going to just start to sit our tailbone back. So we're coming into our chair pose. So we're bending our knees, but we don't want our knees to go over our toes. A tricky position. So keeping the knees so that they don't pass the toes, sweeping your fingertips on the mat and just sitting back. If you can sit up and put your arms up, that's great. If you can't, just sit back. Just pretend that there's a chair there. It's going to catch you. Sit back as much as you can. That's it. That's it. Very nice. We're going to push up through the heels, pushing down, and then squeezing your glutes at the top. There we go. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale. Whew. Forward fold. Same thing. Hands on the shins. Inhale, halfway look up. And then exhale. Begin to sit back. If you can pick your arms up, that's great. Right, sit back. Maybe that stool got shorter. Ooh. Keep sitting back. And when you've had enough, push up through the heels, squeeze the glutes. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Coming all the way down one more time. So first coming into a nice forward fold, and then inhale, halfway look up, and then start to bend the knees. All right, sitting back, sitting back. Your stool got shorter. Sitting back as much as you can, lifting up with your arms as much as you can, and then exhale, pushing up through those heels, squeezing the glutes at the top. Inhale the arms up. Ooh. Very nice. Take some twists. Shake it out. Shake it out. One more time, starting in our mountain pose. Shoulders away from ears. Palms facing outward. Feet, hips width apart. Taking a breath. I am. I am. I am. Inhale both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway look up. And exhale, walk the hands to the top of the mat. Coming into a plank. And then bringing the knees to the mat. Keeping the elbows close to the body. And then coming down and finding your Sphinx in the shot. So forearms on the mat, hands in front of you, slight bend in the back. Just look in front of you. Find that spot on the ground that's not moving. And remember to breathe. Very nice. So taking the hands now underneath the shoulders, we're going to push through tabletop, tucking the toes, pushing the hips up to downward facing dog, and walk that dog. Maybe taking a little nod with the head, relaxing the neck and shoulders. And now we're going to inhale one leg up, three-legged dog, and then exhale. Pull that leg, bring it all the way through the center of your hands. We're going to come into pigeon pose. And so now if you do have pillows or blankets that you want to sort of tuck in, find a comfortable position here, or just sort of hold yourself up a little bit like I am. And then if it's in your practice, you can come down into our Sphinx arms. You could take it even lower if you'd like, bringing the hands on top of each other and resting your chin on your hands. We're going to stay here for a minute, so come back to the breath. Come back to the breath. And please, if you need to modify this position, please modify. Please do what you can do. Keeping yourself up is where your body goes, and that's perfect. Or if you need to sit in a comfortable seated position, maybe cross-legged is enough. Wherever you are, bring your attention back to your breath. Letting your parasympathetic nervous system relax. Breathing into those places of tension. Repeating to yourself, I am, I am, I am. And to come out of this slowly, you can go back the way we came, or just lean on to that hip and swing the other leg around. Very nice. And shake it out from here. And even come down on the elbows so that you can windshield wiper. And while we're here, I'll show the modification for pigeon just briefly, but then we'll go back into pigeon on the other side. So if you're doing the modification, that same hip opener that we just did, you'd place your ankle over the opposite knee and then bring that leg towards you. So we're creating this hip opening here. It's just a little more gentle. So wonderful. Let's go through that again on the other side. So coming into our tabletop, coming through center, walking the hands out ever so slightly, tucking the toes and lifting the hips into the air, walking your dog at first, noticing how you feel now in this downward facing dog now that we've done a few, finding center and stillness, and then inhaling the opposite leg up, and exhale, stepping that leg now through the hands. Very good. So pigeon on the other side. Whew. This may be enough, and that's perfect. Maybe you can even king pigeon, which would be holding that foot. But wherever you are, find stillness. Come back to the breath. Breathing into those places of tension, not pain, but just tension. Surrendering to the posture. I am, I am, I am. And when you're ready, begin to bring yourself out of the posture, wherever you are. We're going to meet in a seated position, bringing my legs around, relaxing the hips, shaking out my legs, windshield wipering, which is taking the feet to either side of the mat and then dropping the knees side to side. Very nice. Check it out. Let's take some supine twists. We're going to come all the way back onto our backs and bring those legs up, hugging your knees, hugging yourself, giving yourself a nice lower back massage, taking some circles. You can rock to either side, even back and forth. Lovely. Now, keeping one leg with you, keeping the right leg, keeping the right leg up, dropping the left leg. Let's make some circles with our ankle and foot in the sky. And then keeping that leg straight, outstretched. See if you can pull it towards you a little bit. All right, keeping the other leg on the ground. This one in the sky, reaching it towards you. Very good. And now taking it to the outside. So right leg is up. Now take that right leg to your right side. Move however you like to move, or just find a nice stretch. Very good. And then now taking the knee in hugging that knee, teeing out the arms, and then dropping the knee to the opposite side, coming into a twist. Ooh. Very nice. Remember to breathe, bringing your breath up all the way up the spine from your root, and then exhaling all the way from the tip and top of your head all the way back down your root and through. And unraveling slowly, gently, bringing both knees to chest, and then rocking back and forth again. Whew. Doing what feels good on your spine. Rocking back and forth in the opposite direction. Taking circles with the knee. And then taking the left leg now up into the sky and leaving the right leg outstretched on the mat, making circles, the toes, and ankle, and then playing around with this leg, seeing how close can you bring it to your nose, right? Maybe making some big circles with this leg. Bring your left leg out to the left side. Find your lengthening. Find what feels good. And then one more time, hugging just the left knee into center, teeing out the arms, and then dropping that knee to the opposite side, coming into our twist. Good. Unraveling from this posture, coming through center, rocking back and forth a couple times. Let's come into happy baby. So with the legs in the air, open a little bit, take both hands and put them through the legs, bending the knees, and then holding the outside of the foot. And then happy baby, smiling, laughing, rocking back and forth. Wonderful. Bringing the feet down, keeping the knees bent, finding the backs of your heels with your fingertips. We're going to push up into bridge before we come into our final pose. So feet are hips width apart. I can just feel my heels with my fingertips, palms on the mat, and then inhale, pushing up with the hips. And seeing if you can interlace your hands behind you, really squeezing the shoulder blades at your back. And keep pushing up those hips. Remember to breathe. Very nice. Release. Rock back and forth. One last time. And then lengthen all the way out. Toes drop to the outsides of your mat. Palms to the sky. Hands out on either side of your body. Outside of your mat. Corpse pose. Shavasana. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, release. Letting the rest of it go. Coming back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Bringing the arms overhead. And then hugging your legs. Giving yourself a hug. Good job today. And then falling over onto your right side. Pausing in fetal position. And then letting your head be heavy still, pushing up with the hands to find a tall, comfortable seated position. Finding lotus if it's in your practice. Hands at heart center, noticing how you feel, taking a big deep breath into the heart. I am. Exhale, release. We'll end our practice together with the sound of one Om. So inhale for Om. Om. Hands at your third eye. May you always see beauty, may you always hear truth, and may you always know love. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.